League Women's Premier Division Grand Final. Please be outstanding for the Australian National Anthem.
First and second, give us your tip.
Yeah, look, it should be tight from the beginning, but I think UNSW should have the wood over the Sydney Uni Bombers today.
So it's going to be hot in the middle. That is a rock-hard centre square. It'll be interesting to see who can gain the ascendancy to start with. And it's the Stingrays in the white jumpers taking on the traditional blue and gold of Sydney Uni. And straight away we've got a mark inside 50. That's Jasmine Smith. She goes further afield, falls to ground, and little hand passes just can't meet their targets straight away, and we're going to have a stoppage inside 50, 35 seconds into the game. That was a really nice mark there from Jasmine Smith, 22 years old. She's a part of the AFL Sydney Talent Academy, so we'll see plenty of her this afternoon. All caught on the arc of 50. Umpire's going to say, I'll have it. Amanda, we marked early the banners for both sides, and it was a easy points decision the way of Uni in New South Wales, so they got the early running.
Definitely did, with some fantastic Stingray costumes as well, so they've done a great job behind the scenes preparing for today's final.
So plenty of numbers inside forward 50 for the Stingrays so far. Lots of tackling pressure early as well, as Sydney Uni manages to hack a kick forward, and Steph Walker can't hang on to the mark on the first occasion. So they've just managed to gain sort of 30 to 40 metres of territory, Uni, but all of a sudden it's Uni in New South Wales who are going to have to get into attack. It was nice work by Mads Collier. She was in your leadership group there at the GWS Giants last season.
Yes, she definitely was, and there's a reason why, and that's exemplified by the courage that she plays with her footy, and she's always first at the contest and very in and under kind of player. So I always look to Mads at the Giants to lead from the front in terms of putting her body on the line, and no doubt she's going to do that today for her team.
So ball back underway. Going very far at all. Both these midfields really locking up on each other, Amanda, at the start.
Yeah, it's pretty commonplace in Sydney women's footy. There's a lot of energy at the beginning, a lot of nervous energy, and I think it's very bash and crash, and the ball finds its way out quite with a lot of difficulty. So I think as the game wears on, you'll find that it opens up a little bit more, and there's a bit more free-flowing play.
So off the free kick inside 50 for the Stingrays. Still the mark could have been paid, but with hands. Sydney Uni come out. Eventually just get a hand pass away. It was a nice tackle. It's been a feature of the opening 2 minutes is the tackling pressure both these sides are putting on each other. So Sydney Uni get it to this outer wing, and there's a girl down, and looks like she's been KO'd in background for Sydney Uni, although she's in a world of pain. So the Stingrays into attack. Top of the arc they go. They have an opportunity to find a target here.
Yeah, that's Steph Walker who's down in back play, unfortunately. She fell very awkwardly in that tackle. It looks like it might be a knee or an ankle. She doesn't look very good. She's quite proppy.
Yeah, she didn't want to sit up from the get-go, and she was waving to the bench there, so it'll be very... she just gets going now, you're right. She's very proppy, so... if it's that hard corpy, that ground is absolutely rock-hard baked out there, and if you fall from any height, you're going to feel it. So another inside 50 just for the Stingrays, although umpire says, I'll have it once again. So neither side hitting the scoreboard. Amanda, who are a couple of players from each side we should keep an eye out on?
Well, both teams are definitely very, very star-studded, and there are some GWS Giant representatives from either side. They're very, very skillful girls from UNSW. You've got Maddie Collier, as we mentioned earlier, and also Rebecca Beeson, who just flew for that mark. She's very, very skillful and likes to put some points on the board. Then we also have Nicola Barr from Sydney University, who's a very silky, free-flowing player with an excellent aerobic work rate. So should see the game open up later on, those girls really come to the fore and put some points on the board for their teams.
So free kick paid there to Nicola Barr for Uni. Just spoke about her. Nice kick down the line of the centre square. It just opens up a little bit here for Uni. So I'm interested to see gain the ascendancy on the scoreboard first of all. So at the moment, it's hard in and under footy. So the Stingrays to the outer side. Taken there by Roxy McGee. All-Australian in 2011 and 2009. Retired from footy only to come back in 2013. So, man, there's probably been a fair bit of that with women retiring, and then with the sort of additional funding and development that the women's game's got, you're getting a lot of past players coming back.
Yeah, that's definitely the case, and I mean the emergence of the AFLW and the support it had within the community has meant that girls have sort of seen another door opening to come back to football. And I mean, why wouldn't you want to play on a day like today? Beautiful conditions, lovely ground, and a great range of supporters coming out to watch the game. There's nowhere else you'd really rather be.
It is a spectacular Sydney spring day. Well, notice when both sides are running out, and plenty of zinc across the nose, because it'll be a lot warmer than a lot of the games that the two teams have played in this year. And if you had to pick a fitter side, Amanda, who would you back?
Well, I think that the fitness range is quite varied amongst some of the players within the team. I think Sydney Uni are a very hard-trained team. They do train very consistently and very well. So I think overall Sydney University have a fitter side. And I think fitness on a hot day like today, this far into the season, will definitely provide an advantage.
So ball back into play. It's been a fair amount of stoppages. This one, the deepest of the inside 50s for the Stingrays. Can they get a hand pass on it? No. Look, the tackling pressure. Ratcheted up to 10. The Stingrays have their first goal. Roxy McGee snaps round the corner. It's the New South Wales Eastern Suburbs Stingrays who get on the board first. 1 goal, 6. No score for Sydney Uni. It was 7 minutes through the first quarter.
And that's fairly characteristic of a player like Roxy McGee. She's very experienced and she's quite skillful, so she knows where the ball's going to fall and loves to get front and centre and snap a quick few goals, and that should probably take place over a few times today.
So really good to hear the two teams have plenty of support here. Plenty of interchanges being rolled already. It's been played at a fairly frantic pace so far in this opening 8 minutes. had it inside 50 for Sydney Uni at the moment, although it's fairly close right now. The kick into the centre was partially smothered, so the Stingrays can use the outer side of Blacktown International Sports Park. The kick just a little bit off the mark, but eventually ends up in the hands of a Stingray. They can get a little one over the top, thrown off it. There's plenty of blue and gold around if they can work a hand pass. But once again, I'd love to see the stats for the tackles, because there'd have to be a dozen by each side at least. Once again, a deep inside 50 for the Stingrays. Can they put back-to-back goals on? There's a big chance, because that's a terrific tackle. Gemma still lays a great tackle in the forward pocket, not rewarded by the umpire, so play on as Sydney Uni can just get a hacked kick out of their defensive 50, but it looks like it's going to come straight back in. Well worked couple of handballs. Nice kick inside 50 of the hot spot. Who's parked underneath it? That's Still again. Rolls around. She's going to have another bite at the cherry. Still, she has the head over the ball, just trips at an inopportune time. Both sides look like they're just going to work a stoppage here, and that was a really nice tackle there from that's Collier at 21. There's plenty of appetite out there, Amanda, for a tackle in these early stages.
There definitely is, and I think it's around this stage in the first quarter that a lot of the girls really find the lactic acid starts building up in the legs. The game's being played at a frenetic pace, and I think from here on in the girls will start settling into their roles a little bit. And again, like I said before, hopefully the game should open up a bit more, so there's reduced stoppages and a bit more of free-flowing play.
So ball up right on the paint of 50 for the Stingrays. Girls wrestle the ball right on the boundary line. Umpire says, I'll have it. So it's the Stingrays one straight. Sydney Uni yet to have an inside 50 there, 0-0-0. So 9 3/4 minutes gone, and there's another tackle, this time rewarded by the umpire. So the Sydney Uni pick up a free kick here on the outer wing. Can they work a chain of possessions to get it inside 50? Not at the moment. It's going to come straight back. That's hard, tough footy there by Pippa Clegg. She put her head over it. Stingrays now go long to the paint of 50. With another opportunity to use that centre corridor, but it's turned over. Just trying the around the backhand pass there as the ball just escaped the grip of number 21. That's Sandra Gentovic. So Uni now, can they use Sydney Uni? Can they use the expanses of Blacktown International Sports Park? The bounce favours neither player. Laying a lovely tackle is Phoebe Monahan. Now goes toward the interchange gates, toward the boundary line. There's Monahan again laying another tackle. Picking the ball up to it. It's brave footy at the moment. Lara Creever had to put her head over it to hang on to possession, and that tackle count just keeps going up and up and up, Amanda.
Yeah, it certainly does, and the physical contest just continues. I thought the game would open up by now, but it's still quite congested. Just in that last passage of play, we had Phoebe Monahan, who's an outstanding player for University of New South Wales, up against one of the leading goal kickers in the competition this season, Rachel Stack from Sydney University, number 30. Phoebe Monahan's got the tough job on her today, trying to nullify her influence, and both players extremely strong at the contest, so that should be a really, really good one-on-one battle.
That's Collier starting to impose herself in this game. She's got her hands on it the last couple of stoppages. Oh, trouble and gone. Sarah Kakono, not sure if she realised she'd gone off her mark there, Amanda.
No, that was an unfortunate, and that tackle was brilliant just there by Ellie Brush, who's another one of my GWS teammates. She's actually got a professional soccer background, but she's taken to the game of AFL like a duck to water, and just goes to show there she's got excellent awareness, and she's a very, very nifty player.
So turnover from the Stingrays centre wing, so Sydney Uni Bombers can set up. They go past centre wing, the ball just stays inside the boundary line, so we'll have a throw-in right in front of Uni.
This is the first time we've actually seen the ball sort of played around the boundaries. Both teams really like to play the corridor. You'll actually find Sydney Uni looks for handballs through the corridor, and UNSW like to play that way as well. So I think that might be one of the reasons why it's been so congested to this point. Both teams have a very, very similar game plan.
So Spilerowicz has her kick cut off there by Jennifer Liu. Gonna nearly get the first inside 50 for Sydney Uni. So the defenders, oh, that's a brave mark, backing back. Really great work there from Kelsey Savannah. She's giving away plenty of height to a lot of these other players, and man, she back very bravely there to take a nice mark, and here's the first inside 50 for the Bombers, although the Stingrays have a couple of numbers here and they can work a little bit of run. Out to the outer side of Blacktown International Sports Park. 13 and a half minutes, arching the back. There was Rashi Godman. She hits up a target in Roxy McGee, looks inboard. Will come out the back here for Pride. And she earned herself a free kick, she has. A couple of really nice passages of play there, Amanda. Firstly, the mark by Kelsey Savannah, and then some really nice run and carry down on this bottom end of the field.
Yeah, the mark was excellent from Casey Savannah, but unfortunately that kick through the corridor when you're only sort of 60 metres out from your goal puts a real lot of pressure on your team, and the kick has to hit the target, and unfortunately UNSW got the turnaround and put a few good kicks together, and now they've resulted in a goal.
Yeah, goal to Belinda Pride. 2011 she became the first woman to kick 100 goals in a community footy season, and another one of these players who's returned. She retired from the Balmain Dockers in 2013, and she's back in footy in 2017. And that must be really good for the game, where you're getting players who have had a lot of experience playing footy, joining up with a lot of women who are new to football, and because they've seen it and they've seen everyone playing it, they want to join in. They might come from a different athletic background. They're also being paired up by really talented and experienced players.
Yeah, it's really great to see. Roxy McGee and Belinda Pride both played together in their early football days for the Balmain Dockers, which is a team that unfortunately doesn't exist anymore in the Sydney Women's League. But they've come back and provided brilliant goal scoring opportunities for their team, and they're elite football players who've got wealth of experience.
So some more very hard tackling at the ball. Here's Kelsey Savannah again. Tidy little hand pass, kick wasn't so great, but it's now in the hands of Ellie Brush, and they can just work hands through. They have a little overlap on the right side, but elect to go long inside 50, and that was a good punch from the Stingrays defender. Into the forward pocket for the Bombers here. Nice hand pass back inside, but it's the Stingrays who can mop up, and it's a really good kick on the 45, a dangerous one, and they, once again, as I said before, Amanda, just using that centre corridor, and they get a little bit of overlap run here, the Stingrays. They seem to have been the team that settled the quickest. Yeah,
they seem to be in the right spot at the right time. They're definitely getting numbers to the contest in their spread once they go into the offensive transitions. So they definitely like to work the switch as well, UNSW. So having that outlet player on the far side of the ground has definitely paid dividends so far.
So we'll have a ball up. Far side of Blacktown International Sports Park. 16 minutes gone, just a tick over, and it's the Stingrays, Union New South Wales Eastern Suburbs, 2 straight goals. They lead by 12 over the Bombers, who are yet to score, and there's a brave mark back and back. Was Carla Spilerowicz. We've seen a little bit of her in these early stages. Using that outer side, mark currently taken by Belinda Pride. She for the punch from behind, but that was a strong mark by the Bombers, although it's going to be coming straight back, backing back through traffic. Mate's colleague, you can just see she just has a little bit more time than the other players, Amanda.
Yeah, she does, and she's really got great awareness, and she can use both feet as well, which is a huge advantage.
So Uni with the inboard kick, have it in the centre square. It's in the hands of Meg Haynes. She went further inboard. They have it right in the dual centre square, the centre circles. The lead-up kick was a good lead. The kick couldn't get there, although the backup tackle was fantastic. Really good work there from Pippa Clegg laying the tackle to get a free. A long way out from home, but can she find a target in blue and gold? It goes to the back. Little shot on goal here. Does it get there? It does. First goal of the afternoon, the way of the Bombers. And it's Rachel Stack who just gets enough of a boot on it, Amanda, and it's probably just the nerve settler that the Bombers needed.
Yeah, it was definitely quite a timely goal. Sydney Uni definitely needed to get some points on the board. UNSW had all the momentum, so credit to Sydney University for going against the flow of play and finally scoring a sausage roll. Unfortunately, UNSW had really good positioning sort of in the hole, about 20 metres out from where that kick was coming in, but the Sydney University players got goal side and the ball fell out the back, and that's what can happen, unfortunately, when you do let the ball come out the back.
So tick over 18 minutes gone in this first quarter, and it's the Stingrays who had the first 2 goals. They lead by 6 now after that reply by the Bombers. Weight of numbers coming here for the Stingrays. Can they get clean possession? They can once again. It's Gemma Still. And her snap-on goal is out on the full.
Gemma Still is a stalwart of the game. She's been playing footy for a very, very, very long time, and she's been a committed member of the UNSW team for quite some time, and she's a great girl to play against.
So 2 rucks go hammer and tong at it, and they neither can get a real good tap at it, although coming back at it now is Jasmine Smith, and she'd easily be one of the tallest girls out on the field at the moment, so she's going to impose herself in the ruck. The Bombers now, can they get a good bounce in the centre square here at Blacktown? Clever little tap, just couldn't find a teammate. And there's another strong tackle. Laid. Bottom of the pack there is Sasha Banky. So ball back underway. Little hand pass out wide. Once again, Kelsey Savannah with good quick hands. She tried to get it again, but it's now in the hands of Sutcliffe. Look at these gang tackles, Amanda. There's 3-4. Every time the Bombers seem to go into a stoppage, they've just got numbers around. They're really preventing the mids for the Stingrays of getting clean possession.
Tackling pressure's been phenomenal from both sides. Defence is definitely something they both pride themselves on, and that's what makes these 2 teams the best teams in the competition. Not only are they great in the attacking aspect of the game, but they really, really ensure that when a tackle is made, it's made with a lot of force. So
Monahan tried to find Still, and Still's got to chase and chase and chase here. It's the fleet-footed Pippa Clegg getting back for the Bombers. They just hack it forward at the moment. They're nearly at centre wing. It's the 6-on-6 here is Anderson. As the ball held to her. So centre wing on the far side, and we're 20.5 minutes through the first term. It's the Stingrays by 6 in the Premier Division. Women's Grand Final for Sydney AFL. Through the middle, the Bombers go. Can they get a target on the end of this kick? Really good body work from the 27. That's Hannah Turnbull. And man, that was really nice work. She was losing the foot race, but just put a little bit of body on her opponent and eventually got a stoppage.
Yeah, definitely. Again, the use of the body and the physicality from these girls is outstanding, and I think sometimes the girls can get a little bit too worried about what the player's doing and not focus their attention on the ball. So in that situation, I think the girls probably need to think more about the ball and worry about the ball, where the ball's going rather than their player, and that will ensure they secure possession.
So wicked bounce there and falls in the lap of Phoebe Monahan. She clears defensive 50, but it looks like it's coming back. Tackle got a little bit high. It was a nice little Dustin Martin fend on there from the Bombers. Deep inside 50. Geez, that was a good mark. Backing back with the flight of the ball. Rachel Stack, she's already kicked 1 this afternoon. And she just positioned her body perfectly there, Amanda.
She's got a big frame. She's a very, very strong girl, and she's really committed when the ball's in the air. So see if she can get a second here.
Left foot from 15 out, does not miss, and she's all tied up. Uni New South Wales, Eastern Suburbs, 2 straight. We're all tied up with the Sydney Uni Bombers. We're 22 minutes through the first term. Amanda, we said that early the Stingrays were probably first to settle, but it's been weight of territory and possession that have got the Bombers back even on the scoreboard.
Most definitely. I think University of New South Wales have had the wood on the inside 50s, but Sydney University have definitely made the most of their opportunities when the ball's gone into their 50s, so credit to them for maximising chances.
So back underway in the centre square. And taps one down by the Stingrays, but at the coalface, the Bombers can get a quick pair of hands and they can work the ball forward and going hard in over the ball. Winning yourself a free kick, I thought should have been Stack. There's a fair bit of front-on contact there. The ladies aren't afraid to put their head over the ball, Amanda, and especially when they know someone's bearing down on them.
Yeah, there's no time to be scared about whether or not somebody's coming towards you. It's just head over the ball, hope for the best, and try and win possession for your team.
So another strong mark. The kick just had a little bit too much on it, so there's a couple of Stingrays there to work the ball. They do so nicely. There's the siren. What an entertaining... Back underway in the second quarter. It's the AFL Women's Premier Division Grand Final in Sydney. And we're in for an absolute belter of a second term if the first was anything to go by. 2 goals to Rachel Stack and goals to Melinda Pride and Roxy McGee for the Stingrays. No real scoring in, pretty much no breeze to speak of, so it's the Bombers. First use of centre wings. Nice agility there. Nice little kick over the top. They can maintain possession here. The Bombers go inside 50 once again. It's just on that arc. Getting back in defence was Carla Spilowicz. We've seen a little bit of her so far. She's probably had 5 or 6 touches in the back half for the Stingrays. And this a good long kick down centre wing. Lovely work there from Jennifer Liu. She used her pace. Step past one, kick downfield. Umpire says I'll have it right on the edge of the boundary. Nadia Moore. Coming off a ruptured ACL. It's a very difficult thing to get back. Get back that confidence. She's doing the ruck work in the early stages for the Stingrays. So they just a little kick forward. Meterage, the important thing at the moment. Going hard at it. It's Roxy McGee. She's picked up the 1 goal, as we already said. Fortunately, just a little bobble right at the boundary line there from Collier. Sees it go across the boundary line. Amanda, are there any moves you've seen out there? If you're moving the magnets around, are you putting a particular player on an attacking one from either side at the moment, or are you just letting things play out?
I'd let things play out for a little bit longer. I mean, like I said before, there are a few key plays that you just want to keep tabs on. You don't want to give Nicola Barr from Sydney University too much room to run, so you do need to keep a close eye on her and check her quite closely at the stoppages. You almost need to play a little bit more defensively on her because should she get her hands on the ball, she has excellent run and carry and usually has good delivery into the forward 50 as well.
So Smitherwich again in that back half of the Stingrays has been calm and with a steady kick. Has got him out of trouble a fair bit. Meg Haynes goes to the paint of 50. Can they get a hand pass? Here is Nicola Barr. Little quick kick forward. Coming onto it hard was Stack. A kick around the corner. It's on the deck and they'll get a hand pass to a target. Not at the moment. Sydney Uni running hard at it. Trying to break through the tackle. There's Barr again trying to put her head over it. Pick up the pill. No one can do so at the moment. Umpire says, give it to me. 3 minutes through. No change to the quarter time scoreline of 2 straight for each side. You can see one of the last, Nick Frackness was paying particularly close attention to Barr, and she's there once again playing that steady defensive tag, and to centre wing the kick goes. Mark couldn't be taken. A little bit of a push, but play on the call. That was Sierra Tucano getting a nice little hand pass. Good run and carry there by Ingrid Nelson. Don't see too many Tasmanians playing footy up in New South Wales, but Ingrid's from Tasmania, part of the AFL Sydney Talent Academy.
Ingrid's been sensational in the ruck this year for UNSW. She's quite an athletic player and excellent fend off from Jennifer Liu there.
Giacomo goes hard in and under. try and get the ball. She's won herself a free. No. Yeah, she has won herself a free.
So
no, Kikano hasn't.
just back on Ingrid Nelson, she's been valuable for the team this season in making sure that she actually gets involved in the other aspects of the game rather than just rucking. So she's excellent in the air and on the ground, and she's been fantastic for East this year.
So snap kick from Tai Wool. Says just stay in the boundary line. So still no score from quarter time. 2 straight 12 apiece. We're approaching the 5-minute mark. This is where the legs really are burning now, Amanda. You've got to try and find that second gear.
Definitely. In the grand finals, obviously it's all on the line, and you've had a very, very long season of sort of 18 or 19 games, and for some of these AFLW girls, it's been a little bit longer than that. So definitely need to find the energy this quarter to make sure that you can get it through to half time.
It's really good to see a good crowd here for both these sides. That's just going to give you that little bit of energy when you think you can't have one more sprint. You've got a lot of friends and family and teammates here to cheer you on.
Certainly is, and there's definitely a lot of girls who have played against and with these girls this season in the crowd today, supporting both teams and just enjoying the overall spectacle.
So I think I really like Ingrid Nelson more and more. She's got the copper mundials on. She's just rolling with the black boot. Not many people do that anymore.
I'm a big fan of black boots. Like to keep it traditional.
Not too many people roll with the copper mundial these days. They're a hard boot to find, but she's done well, Ingrid.
She's a traditional player.
So sending this one is Annalise Badou. They call her Frenchie. She's represented France handball of all sports. There's not too many handball players in Australia, let alone French ones who have converted to AFL. And there's a couple of another spectacular tackles. She's had plenty of the ball, Sarah Kikano, in the last 5 minutes, and umpires just pretty much calling the stoppage for most of the times. We haven't seen too many holding the ball free kicks at the moment. There's a good fan. Just gets a hand pass away. So Sydney Uni can go through the corridor, and they do so nicely. Good kick, good mark. It's Kelsey Savannah again. I don't mind the use of the headband too, because it just helps me remember you a little bit. You're a little bit more unique when you've got the, oh dear, that's going to hurt on the cricket pitch. You can see the player for Uni there, Lara Creevy. She slung it to the ground. As soon as she let her go, she went, oh, that's really going to hurt, isn't it? And she went with the half sorry but not sorry hand gesture. And we've got a 50-metre free coming up.
Yeah, the middle of the Blacktown International Sports Park hasn't had a lot of rain, I'd say, for the last 6 months. So unfortunately, it is hard as a rock. And our side played at Blacktown a few weeks ago, and I have to tell you, it doesn't make changing direction very, very easy at all. So I think those boots that Ingrid Nielsen are wearing are probably going to come in pretty handy today.
Yeah, that's right. Just the little short stop. You're on a piece of Quakersfield Parkway out there as well. She's fairly rock hard. So Mads Collier from directly in front, about 25 out, gets there. No, touched on the line.
Yeah, I think the girl on the mark, Jennifer Liu, has managed to get a fingernail to that one. So it's unfortunate for Maddie Collier because it was a great kick off the boot.
Yeah, good stuff from the man on the mark, just to not let it be a freebie. Don't let her just kick it straight over your head. Get a good jump at it. Get the arms moving. So there's the first behind of the afternoon. Uni now lead by 1. 2 goals, 1-13. Plays the Bombers 2 straight 12. And we're 8 minutes through the second quarter. Ball back into play. And the Bombers' defensive 6 have been really strong, Amanda, in the second quarter, sorry.
And they certainly have, and you can see it down the ground. There's all one-on-ones, players getting a lot of touch and feel, making sure that no one's getting too much of a leg rope on their opposition. And I guess that's the message from the coach at quarter time, was to make sure that none of the East girls were going to get any easy ball.
The Bombers once again defended inside 50, but it just keeps rebounding straight back. And a little punch there, sees the ball go across the boundary line, chasing that far point post. So can Ingrid Nelson work a tap here to one of her midfielders? She puts her hand up and says, yeah, I'll do the ruck work. Next to her, Adriana Smith in her rookie year says, I'll be there to tap it down as well. So ball comes in, nice tap from the Bombers over the back, and just under immediate pressure is Jasmine Smith. So they've got the two talls there at the moment, the Stingrays, and Jasmine Smith and Ingrid Nelson, and there's a great tackle. Christy Sutcliffe just got no time out there, Amanda, at the moment.
So the game's very, very one-on-one, and unlike the men's game, women's footy is very much played in that style of one-on-one. So the girls don't often play zone defence, except for when the kick-outs are happening. But that one-on-one style of play means that you don't really get much space. So you really need to make sure your first few steps when you do have possession are quick, so you can break away from your defender, because otherwise you're going to get wrapped up quite quickly. And that was seen right there when Rebecca Beeson was cleaned up very, very nicely by Christy Sutcliffe in a great tackle.
So the Bombers are going to have to come out of their back end. Kick didn't have much on it, just fell in front of Belinda Pride, who's already kicked one goal this afternoon. Out on the full here off the Bombers, so the potential for a shot on goal here from Belinda Pride. Goal kicking machine, so she'd back herself every day of the week. Left foot, shot on goal is... This has hit the umpire in the guts. So I don't know if it's a goal to Belinda Pride or if it's a goal to Gemma Still. I reckon it's a goal either way.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Maybe the goal umpire said, look, I was right against the post, so if it didn't hit me, it would have gone. And there's an unforced error for the Bombers. The kick out on the full from the kick in. This one out of the range. She can just put it to the top of the square. Who can take a mark? Almost needed just to wait a second there, Belinda Pride, and let a couple of numbers get back on that last line of attack.
Yeah, I think she might have been going for a sneaky shot at goal there. She does have the left foot advantage, and from that side of the ground, the goal face really opens up for her. So I think she needed to wait to get a few numbers back and be a little bit more competitive in the marking contest there, because it was an easy mark and an easy clean out for the Sydney University team.
So the Stingrays 2-2-14. They lead Sydney Uni 2 straight 12. We're 11 and a half minutes through the second term. It's been a tough in the trenches game so far. So Ingrid Nelson and Adriana Smith do the ruck work on this boundary throw in. Ingrid got the hands first to it. So they're over the top again. Basically, as par for the course, as soon as that ball hits the deck, you've got just a millisecond to do something with it before a player from either side has their grips around you. Nelson tries to get a hand pass away. Falls to ground once again. There's a couple of bodies around this tackle. The umpire says, I'll have it again. The umpire's doing a good job of restarting play very quickly, so there's really no time for anyone, Amanda, just to get their breath, and that was very much on the outer extremities of how far you're allowed to run with the ball. And here's another gang tackle. 3 Stingrays around Maddie McCarthy.
And that was Rebecca Beeson, who just sold a bit of candy out in the 50 and drove it in pretty far, probably about 15 metres out from goal.
Here is a goal. Great work from Sarah Kakono. She's a former Bomber herself, so this one will have a little bit more sting in the tail. Ooh, touched. Probably should have been pinged for grabbing it out of the ruck, and a couple of people got a touch on it, which is probably a free kick, and there's a good overhead mark. Sandra the Jet Janjetovic takes a good mark over the back.
She's got a raking left boot, so see how far she can get it.
She's hit it, and it's touched on the line. Nice work from Nicola Wiggins, who's played all the time in the back half of the Bombers, and she's been very, very strong in the back there, Amanda.
Yeah, the Sydney Uni defenders are under a heap of pressure, and Nicola Wiggins is a very experienced player and played against her.
Oh, bang! That's going to be paid 50, yes.
Yeah, Sarah Kikiono is an extremely physical player, and you can definitely feel the effects of tackles from her when she does come at you. And interestingly, when she did play for Sydney University last year, she was their fullback. So she's done the 180 and gone from fullback to full forward for Easts.
Has represented Fiji at the International Cup. So into the back half, the Stingrays go. They've had a lot of ball inside 50. A goal here to the Bombers would really give them a bit of a boost, seeing they withheld probably about half a dozen inside 50s.
Yeah, credit to them. Sydney University have been extremely strong in defence, and hopefully gives their defenders a little bit of a reprieve at the moment, and time to get the midfielders and the forwards to do some hard work.
So Nelson doing the majority of the ruck work for the Stingrays, and that tap down was unfortunately straight down the throat of a Bomber. Quick kick goes ahead, and Sydney Uni with it. On the edge of the centre square, inside 50 they go. Ball to ground, and the Bombers just trying to do a little bit of shepherding to get one of their girls onto the ball. And once again, the gang tackling of the Bombers coming to the fore. There's a good tackle, slung to the ground. Has that been paid a free? It has. Not a great deal in it, but the free kick paid to Christy Sutcliffe. Probably about 55 from home. She's going to set this one up to the top of the square. Good long kick. Good punch from Phoebe Monahan. The snap-on goal sits in that far forward pocket and goes across the boundary line. So what do we got here? 16 minutes gone. It's Uni New South Wales Eastern Suburbs Stingrays. They lead by 4. 2-4-16 plays 2 straight as they work the changes. And a flying shot on goal there, just snuck in for a behind. So 2-4-16 to 2-1-13.
University of New South Wales do need to be really, really careful of Rachel Stack's presence. When she's 20 metres out, she really does like to swing on that left foot for a bit of a round-the-body kick. So she's had a couple of missed shots, but she's very much looming as a big presence down there.
So this kick toward the hot spot. Who's going to be brave enough to put their head over it? Little hand pass over the top. That was nice work from Ellie Brush to try and get a hand pass away. Came steaming onto it. Looks like Uni going to reset. Get themselves ready for another entry inside 50. Nice little shepherd off the ball. That was good work from Savannah again. She's earned herself a free kick. Has she? No, it's going to the Stingrays. Everyone just a chance to take their breath. The man of 17 and a quarter minutes gone, and just the 3-point margin. This is where the legs really would be stinging. There'd be a fair bit of concrete in your feet right now. You're nearly halfway through the grand final. Who are you looking at just to get a little bit more percentage out of?
Well, I just think it's where the elite runners from Sydney University should start coming to the fore at the moment. Nicola Barr's been a little bit quiet this quarter, and Christy Sutcliffe has really been quite in and under at the stoppages. So Sydney University can get a little bit more ball and a little bit more of a free-flowing play, and I think they might actually be able to get the wood over them here, because East have just haven't been able to maximise their chances and have made a couple of little errors in recent times.
So kick, although marked there by Belinda Pride, was out on the full, so it's free kick going the way of Olathe Spooner. Her kick to centre wing. There's a nice long kick downfield by Jasmine Smith. And as we head toward the boundary line, that's probably the beauty of this Stingrays side, Amanda, is you do have a couple of taller girls you can probably play back in defence and rotate through the ruck and in the forward line.
Probably got about 3 or 4 girls on their list who could ruck, but their preferred rucks are Ingrid Nilsson and Jasmine Smith. And great thing about them is they're not just big, tall bodies, they're extremely athletic girls as well. And I know Jasmine comes from a basketball background, so she's got elite hand skills and really, really good long kick on her too. So University of New South Wales definitely have an advantage there, especially with the GWS Giants AFLW ruck Erin McKinnon not playing for Sydney University today.
I suppose that's probably going to be the next place that the AFL women's competition probably goes hard after those netballers and basketballers who have that in-tuned hand-eye skill that can probably translate a pass into a hand pass a little bit easier than, say, someone coming from a hockey or a running background.
Yeah, without doubt. And I mean, because of the congested nature of women's football, having those really, really good hand-eye skills in close provide a huge advantage. So sports like basketball and netball have served us well in terms of being able to poach a few of the girls.
And there's also no sort of backing off even though netball is supposed to be non-contact when played at the elite level. You're not getting away with a game sort of without a bruise or a skin knee.
It's a very, very physically demanding sport. I think you need to see it up close and personal to be able to understand how physical it can really be.
So the Stingrays go forward. Once again, the Bombers, they're in numbers. So Uni New South Wales Eastern Suburbs forward, and there's a really good mark. Sarah Kokono's imposed herself in this second quarter. Her little stab kick was a beauty. Finds the stomach of Roxy McGee, who's kicked a goal already. Who can take a mark here? Beautiful work. Jasmine Smith. I was saying just before, that's probably the key of their tours, is being able to swing him around and have that height advantage in the ruck. And then Jasmine Smith takes a beautiful overhead mark. Angle a little bit tough, but only from about 25 out. Fortunately, that's not going to sneak in out on the full. So, shooting kick in is marked nicely there by Isabella Rudolph. Another one of your teammates out there on the park. It must be tough being upstairs here, Amanda.
Yeah, I would love to be out there, especially in times like this when there's a lot of bash and crash, and you know the game's really been right there to be won with only 3 points difference. So, unfortunately, Macquarie University, my team, couldn't get the win over Sydney University last week. But it's great to see the girls having a really, really red hot go today, and it's been an outstanding contest.
Kokono from 15 out. Good kick. And Rochelle Godman kicked it straight into the woodwork. Although I think she might get a second opportunity here. She is. This is certainly the Stevie J angle. Does the Women's Premier Division have a couple of... Oh, you don't need the Stevie J when you just put the drop punt straight through the sticks.
There are a few girls with some elite skills, and there are a few girls who don't mind a bit of a check side or a banana from different angles on the ground, but I think most of the girls at this level would go the traditional drop punt and hope for the best.
So that's the first major of the second quarter. We're 22 minutes through. So Sydney Uni 3-4. Sorry, University of New South Wales Eastern Suburbs 3-4-22. It's the Sydney Uni Bombers 2-1-13, and we're 22 and a quarter minutes.
It's unfortunate for Sydney University, sorry Murray, because it's 22 minutes into the second quarter. Probably not too long now to half time, and they've managed to get reward for effort and repeat entries there with a goal very, very close to half time. So unfortunate for Sydney University that the defence couldn't hold out for a couple more minutes.
And that'd be one thing if you're the coach of Sydney Uni, Lucille Select. She can say, well, look how many inside 50s we actually took in that second term, and we only let them score at the moment 1-2. So you can probably be pleased with that. Will they get points now in the dying stages? Good tackle coming from behind there by Jasmine Smith for the Stingrays. Numbers for both sides in and under the contest. There'll only be a couple of minutes to go before half time, and there's a good tackle, but the umpire says no, didn't have it. It's a free kick away the Stingrays through Carla Spilowicz. She's certainly taken her game to another level in this second term. That one cut off once again. Nicola Wiggins has been so strong in the back for the Bombers. And a long raking kick too. Takes them to half back, and now they go to centre wing. Bit of a foot race, but the boundary line will win out. So 9-point margin, 3-4-22, the Stingrays. They lead the Bombers 2-1-13. 2 goals to Rachel Stack, Roxy McGee, Belinda Pride for the Stingrays. They've also got goals. That is half time. What a great half of Premier Division football we've seen in the Sydney AFL Women's competition. As they go into the main break, it's the Stingrays 3-4-22, Sydney Uni 2-1-13. While the margin's 9, Amanda, it really is either side's up for grabs.
Most definitely. At no point have you ever thought that either team have really been able to stretch their lead or get an advantage over the other. So the next 2 quarters are going to be very, very exciting, and I think either team could win it at this stage.
What's your key message you write on the whiteboard if you're the coach? One message for each team.
I think the biggest thing is to make sure the girls understand that they've done so much to get to this point, and it's anyone's game with 9 points in it. So I think it's about digging in, running hard 2 ways, and doing the little things well. And I think the most important thing is to not let either side get a lot of the transition run. If you can cut off their transition run, then you're going to be able to stop the use of the corridor and prevent real easy forward 50 entries. So running hard both ways is going to be the key.
There we go. We see the Bombers wanting to rev their crowd up. A really good crowd in attendance at Blacktown International Sports Park. It's half time. 3-4-22 plays 2-1-13, 9-point margin the way of the Stingrays. And Amanda Ferrugia joining us in commentary this afternoon from the GWS Giants AFLW side. Amanda, how do you think both sides are going to take on this second half?
Well, I can already see that University of New South Wales have made a bit of a change. They've brought Phoebe Monahan up into the midfield from she was playing true fullback previously on Rachel Stack. So it looks like they're trying to get a bit of impact on the ball.
All over the back. Belinda Pride puts it in direction with Gemma Still popping up at the back are the Bombers of Sydney Uni. Diving on top of the balls. Christy Sutcliffe tries to bat it out. Sitting there as well as Ellie Brush. So both sides probably looking to their AFL women's representatives and saying, we just need that little bit extra from you. I'd say Amanda.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be the 4th quarter when those girls really do need to stand up, and you can see here a few girls from UNSW linking up together for a nice couple of link-up handballs and kicks.
When you take the mark, play on very quickly. Very clever tap over the top. Nicola Barr showing her class with that little tap, and now just watching it soccer off her boot. There was Sienna Goulden. 16 years old, Sienna Goulden. Girl from the Maroubra Saints, turned 16 in April. That's amazing. You see it a bit in the men's footy when if a team doesn't have an under-19 side, it might get a run in the Div 3 or Div 2, but for you to be put in the cauldron, it's Premier Division AFL Women's, you must have plenty of talent up her sleeve.
She definitely does, and she's obviously shown that she can match it at the elite women's level, and she's definitely a quick, nippy kind of player, and you can see there the way she collected the ball from her bootlaces and had a quick snap at goal, that she's definitely got plenty of promise, and something that she'd hopefully like to develop over the next sort of few years of her career would be to, in a situation like that, potentially when you're 40 metres out, lower the eyes and have a look and see if there's a leading target coming out of the goal square, perhaps, that you could hit up for a more accurate shot at goal rather than just blazing away.
So she'd be one of the likely types in the Swans Women's Academy that they've kicked off, or the Youth Academy anyway for women they've kicked off for this season.
Yeah, that's right, and it's that kind of talent that AFLW is really looking towards, to continue to build the talent pool that exists, and there is so much wonderful talent and girls who are in their teenage years who are coming forward and coming through at the moment, so the future definitely looks bright in AFLW.
That'll be the beauty of competitions like this, and as we said in the first couple of quarters, the returning players who have played lots of footy and decided to give it up for a number of reasons, all of a sudden they see a new wave of generation of women coming through the game, and they can come back and, if not play, coach, and try and just give back. At least just pass on some of the knowledge, because it's one of those games. If some of these girls, I'm sure they played Auskick and in the younger grades, and then they've probably, a lot of them probably had like a decade or more off the game until they played at a senior level.
That's right, and AFL in New South Wales has done a great job in trying to sort of make those links between Auskick and then youth girls competitions and then elite women's competitions. So it's a credit to the AFL for making sure that the grassroots level is developed, and then there are pathways for youth girls. So that middle sort of age bracket between sort of 12 and 16 years of age, that was probably the area of weakness, and I think that's been filled up now, and there are youth girls competitions opening up all over the place. So it's a credit to the AFL, and it means that we're really nurturing that talent coming through, and AFLW, like I said, is going to benefit greatly.
All been at centre wing for a few stoppages now, and some lovely link play from Ingrid Nelson and Sarah Calcona. They've really got the end of plenty of play. Long kick inside 50. A chance for the Stingrays. Jasmine Smith into an open goal. And they extend the lead. 4-5-29 plays 2-1-13. Jasmine Smith at 22 years of age. She's proving her worth this afternoon, Amanda.
And that's right. Just running into an open goal like that, it's very, very easy to get overawed by the occasion. You can see the big sticks, and you think that the ball's going to pop up into your hands really nicely, but often you can overrun it, and the pressure can really get to you. But you can tell there, Jasmine's all class and had really, really good hand-eye coordination to collect and finish well. So credit to her, and you can see her versatility as well, playing now down at full forward. So.
Tall Timber standing up. There's a really nice tackle from Nats Collier. Named in the 2017 AFL Sydney Team of the Year.
It's Maddie's bread and butter. Loves to tackle. For somebody who's probably under 60 kilos, she can definitely throw her weight around, and you definitely know when you've been tackled by her.
Maybe the next stage of development is, we were saying off air before, that you're about to sort of kick off a running program prior to the second season of the AFL women's competition kicking off, but starting to get the women stronger as well in strength and conditioning regimes and time spent in the gyms. Only just going to see these strong tackles laid even harder in the coming years.
Without a doubt. Obviously the running component of AFL is something that everybody knows is crucial to developing in the game, and the strength and conditioning thing probably came second and is a second priority in people's minds. So I think for the girls now, it's making sure they do trying to get that balance right of fitness, elite aerobic fitness, and then also having the strength and the power to be able to sort of out-muscle people and get lots of height in contests at the jump.
We were also talking about the lists that the AFL women's sides can now carry is a little bit bigger, so there'd be probably a couple of scouts here, not live, just potentially watching the stream later on and just jotting a couple of names down just to see who they can go. And you're also talking about the skill testing as the Stingrays once again go forward. We're going to see Roxy McGee. She's picked up one goal. What can she do here? Sells it one way. The snap on the right foot is taken right on the line. Oh, beautiful stuff. Roxy McGee. That was a beautifully worked move. And the square up is even better, although the ump's going to say no, come back. No sense of theatre, the umpires, man. No sense of theatre, so. That was behind. With Belinda Pride making that shot on goal.
It was an awkward looking kick, but I think people need to remember that Belinda Pride is a natural left footer, so that was her wrong side, and I think the check side was a little bit beyond her, so she went the right foot banana and unfortunately went a bit narrow.
Once again into attack, and there's a nice mark and play on. Have they kicked it this time? No. Just starting to get on top, and Jasmine Smith up front is proving to be a big tall target to hit. Really, you can't miss it, can you?
No, she's clunking everything, and she's getting some really good delivery into the goal square at the moment. So the game is starting to open up a little bit more now, and University of New South Wales really do seem to be on top. So I think the leadership group of Sydney University just need to get around the players, particularly the younger girls, and settle things down a little bit because there's just too much ball coming out at the moment.
Monahan to the top of the square. Ball comes back. They need to find a target here. They tried with hand. It's the Bombers who can just mop up. This is where you're at your most stressed and dangerous. Nicola Barr, she's probably starting to think. You'd almost start trying too hard because she thinks to herself, well, I'm the Royston medalist. I'm probably the best player on the side. How can I do more? Almost when you get to that stage, it's counterproductive.
It's very easy to expend energy on running that's not very smart. So I think the girls really need to just settle it down here and just think about their positioning rather than running around like crazy chasing ball. It's more about making sure that you're in the right spot at the right time, particularly around the stoppages.
In saying that, Nick Vraknis has done this terrific job. Whenever I look up at a stoppage, Vraknis is wearing Barr like a glove. Free kick here going the way of the Bombers. I was just going to say, sorry, you weren't standing correctly on the mark. So 9.5 minutes gone in the Premiership quarter, the third quarter. It's the Stingrays from Uni of New South Wales Eastern Suburbs, 4-7-31. They're leading Sydney Uni Bombers 2-1-13. And unfortunately for the Bombers, they've just scored the one behind since quarter time. Is there a swing play? We see it a little bit in the men's competitions when your centre half back can roll forward. Is there someone for the Bombers that the coach can say, let's throw you up front and see if we can turn our luck around? Although that kick's not going to help with an unforced error coming out of your defensive 50. Long kick inside. Jasmine Smith had the ball bounce at her feet. Flying shot here from Rihanna Coulson. Has the mark been taken? Yes, it has, in the goal square. She won't need to have a snap round the corner here because this is directly in front. Melinda Pride, yes it is. Melinda Pride takes a great mark in the goal square. She's going to slot this and the lead grows ever more, Amanda.
Yeah, Sydney University not coping very well with these repeat forward 50 entries from University of New South Wales. So I think the midfielders need to come down and give them a little bit more of a hand. In relation to your question earlier, I don't think that there would be any of the defenders from Sydney University who would push forward as forward targets. Most of those girls are key position players and are key defenders. So I think it's going to be up to the midfield here to get back and help them out and then get a bit of run out of that half-back line. And it's players like Christy Sutcliffe, Ellie Brush and Nicola Barr who need to orchestrate that. Because at the moment they're getting really, really smashed around the contest and the stoppages are falling University of New South Wales way each time.
I'm sure if we had a disposal count on either side, Stingrays would be well up, probably by 50 or 80 at the moment. They've just had a wealth of the ball, and this is the first opportunity we can see a bit of run, and there's Barr and her hand pass inside, puts her teammate under immense pressure immediately, but Jennifer Lou's won the free kick there, inside the centre square.
Takes a little bit more than two defenders to get Jennifer Lou onto the ground. She's an extremely courageous player and she's definitely taken a fair few head knocks in her time. So she is an ultimate team player who has no hesitation whatsoever putting her head over the ball.
Collier finds Coulson and go down the line. Roxy McGee at centre wing. She's had a terrific game on the big stage, grand final day. There's Jasmine Smith again. She's just putting herself into that best on ground conversation, Amanda, at the moment.
She's had an outstanding quarter and her presence up forward has been a real standpoint and a real talking point of this quarter. And I think the girls might need to think about a positional change on her because at the moment she is clunking everything that's coming her way.
There's Barr with some silky moves coming out of the stoppage. I hope it's just cramped for Sarah Kakano, but as she kicked that last ball, she immediately clutched the calf.
Looks like she does have a bit of strapping on that left calf, so might have twinged a pre-existing injury.
Kick inside from Sina Goulden. It's held up into a stoppage, so Kakano comes off. Jenna still comes on. You're just adding a few extra games experience
when Gemma still goes inside forward 50, especially when you've got a 24-point lead now. Goals on top of this are worth their weight in gold and would really start to pile the pressure on Uni. Tell you what, Jasmine Smith, she's nearly securing herself a BOG this afternoon. She's clunking everything. She's plenty of ruck work. And look at the pressure. These Bombers, they know that every time they pick it up, they're going to have a Stingray right on top of them. We've got another stoppage on the outer side. And we are 14 minutes through. 5-7-37. The Stingrays, they play Sydney Uni, who are 2-1-13. Just lovely work. Little hand pass off the pack. And that mark, that's tough. I thought it was paid. I thought it could have been 52, but either way, it's going forward again. On the left foot, wielding around, Belinda Pride. Goal umpire does not move. The Stingrays have 6. And Amanda, you're just getting to that stage where the engraver can maybe just get the stencil out and start writing Stingrays on that trophy.
Yeah, it seems like Sydney University is starting to get a little bit tired, and that last stoppage that was probably on the centre wing, just noticed some of the Sydney University girls trailing behind their players, and it led to Sydney UNSW getting a very, very easy clearance out of that stoppage. So I think the girls need to be a little bit more tuned in to the fact that University of New South Wales are on the march here, and they need to be much tighter around those contests.
15 minutes gone in the Premiership quarter. It's the University of New South Wales Eastern Suburbs Stingrays, 6-7-43. The Bombers of Sydney Uni, 2-1-13. Another stoppage inside that cricket pitch. So 30-point margin.
It's one of the hazards of having long hair playing AFL. Sometimes your ponytail can come out.
Not much you can do about that. I'm sure you're all very quick at the hair tie to get it back going.
Doesn't matter about the hairstyle, you just leave it and keep playing.
Well, it's probably creeping more and more into the men's with the longer hair. And there's Nicola Barr just proving her class out in front of Kelsey Savannah. She's going to have to do the chasing again. She does back up. The bounce, a horrid one, in the favour of the Stingrays and running hard onto the ball. Gemma still. And she just knows that she can run that across the boundary line.
In that situation, Nicola Barr had clean possession and she had about 5 metres on her opponent. It was that next kick where she really needed some help. So people need, so the girls at the sort of half-forward line need to come up a little bit more to be able to provide that link between midfield and the full-forward line.
So Jasmine Smith just gets another hit out to her name, and she fed it down the throat of Phoebe Monahan, who sent a beautiful kick inside 50 that resulted in the stoppage we're seeing right now. 16.5 minutes gone, and once again Jasmine Smith there. Another Coulson by her side, so all back underway. And it's just cream on the top now for the Stingrays. Elise Badeau. She wouldn't be afraid of contact playing handball there. They're lunatics, that sport's just crazy. They go at 1,000,000 miles an hour, so she won't be shirking any responsibilities at the bottom of the pack. The umpire once again says, hold her up, and this just plays into the hands of the Stingrays, Amanda. They have the scoreboard sewn up, and they can just soak as much time as they want at the moment. It's the Bombers who need to sort of clear out a little bit of space to give the Nicola Bars and the like a bit of room to move.
It certainly has been camped down here for quite some time, and I don't think Sydney University have had a forward 50 entry this entire quarter. So Sydney University really need to make sure that they stay in touch here, because the margin is starting to creep out of their reach just a little bit.
So round 4, these two teams met. It was a 3-point win to the Bombers. Round 13, 28-point win to the Stingrays. In semi-final 2, the Stingrays by 18. So they've had the ascendancy since sort of midway through the year, although the Bombers, they just dropped that one game to the Uni New South Wales Eastern Suburbs Stingrays. They're in trouble here. The Bombers gone. Just that defensive pressure up and up and up.
That's a fantastic effort. Jennifer Liu has definitely been quite a dominant force, bringing the ball out of the half-back line. She really does like to run and carry and likes to fend off. So for University of New South Wales to get a free kick there was a fantastic effort.
Annalise Bedeau kicks straight. The man on the mark. This clearing kick for the Bombers is good, but there's just plenty of numbers around. Bedeau goes and gets it again. There was Seta Goulden trying to lay the tackle. She'll go and put the hand pass over the top again. Running hard the ball, Ingrid Nelson. Hasn't done a great deal of rucking this quarter. Ingrid, well, there's a tackle and a half that she lays. Numbers back here. Can the Stingrays get a bit of transition football? They've got a chance here, but if you look ahead, she doesn't have a teammate to find. And there's the gang tackling we've seen all afternoon from both sides come to the fore. Monahan goes and gets it. Hand pass over the top to Spillerowitz. They go inside 50 once again. Mark can't be taken. Goal scoring opportunity coming up for Roxy McGee. She certainly knows where the big sticks are. Have a stoppage. Approaching 20 minutes gone in the third term. 6-7-43 plays 2-1-13. And since quarter time, Sydney Uni have just kicked to one behind. And when you're looking at tripling your score in the final quarter, it's mighty hard.
It's been a very low scoring game in general, so in order to triple your score in one quarter would be a phenomenal effort. It can be done as Rachel Stack hoists it forward, and it's going to be a foot race here.
Into the centre square, the crowd starting to ratchet up their cheers and their support of their girls. Ellie Brush with a nice little in and under hand pass and a good overhead mark over her shoulder too. Just wanting to slow the play down. That's Rachel Stack. She's already kicked, well, she's kicked the 2 goals for the Bombers. With the mark set at about 38 to 40 metres, this is going to take every inch of her range. On the runway. It's very close to the mark. It's got to come back. It's a little short to the top of the square. All all Stingrays. And Stack's going to have another bite at the cherry. Geez, you're not going to win a marking contest against her, eh? She's just too strong. She's got good reach at the ball.
She's got a really short run up here for goal. I'd recommend she go back a couple more steps, or she's going to give it off.
Roosett to centre half forward. Nobody can take the mark, although the Stingrays can just force the ball forward, although a small turnover sees Uni with it for just a millisecond until Rebecca Beeson comes running through the back of the pack. Links up with a hand pass, and to centre wing they go. There's Nadia Moore, wheels around onto the right boot. Who can take the mark? That was brave. That was brave by Nicola Barr. You wouldn't expect anything else. There's not many men who back into packs like that and take a mark, and she's going to butter up again, Barr, but over the head of them all. Oh, what a great quarter from Belinda Pride we've seen. Putting it out in front of Michelle Godman. It's in their far forward pocket. And they link up. It's just going to have to be the Bombers who do the linking. Mark can't be taken. Picking up there, Mads Collier. Now lays a tackle after being dispossessed, and there's another tackle. The tackle count at dead set be in triple digits soon for both these sides. They've laid plenty of the bad bounce, unfortunately, for Beeson. And Barr just has no time. Tackled and dispossessed. Shot on goal coming from Ingrid with the Copa Mundials. That's 7 goals for Uni. They've nearly sewn it up. 7-7. 49 plays 2-1-13. And Amanda Ferrugia, that was just weight of pressure and a really well-worked goal. Probably one of the best team goals we've seen this afternoon.
It just goes to show the University of New South Wales have tremendous depth. There were probably 5 or 6 girls lining up there who could have kicked that ball from 40 metres out, and you would have backed any of them to be able to kick it. So the thing with University of New South Wales is the depth across the ground is very, very hard to stop. It's not just 1 or 2 players you need to watch out for. Each of their girls can really contribute and play their role very well, and Ingrid Nielsen is worth her weight in gold, both as a ruck and as a forward.
Especially you see the change since this happened there. Sarah Kokono comes off. Jasmine Smith goes on. 2 of their best players this game have just swapped on the bench, and there's a great flying mark. Gemma Still gets a little bit of boot on ball. She keeps that forward pressure up and lays a good tackle. Forces the quick kick. Left foot snap on goal. There's just 4 defensive backs there for the Sydney Uni side. They go through hands. Brackness caught high, but play on called. We thought at halftime the best on ground medal was going to be hard to choose from, and while Jasmine Smith certainly put her hand up in this 3rd term, a few others have as well. Sarah Kokono has, Phoebe Monahan, Belinda Pride has been hitting the scoreboard hard, so I'm glad for once I don't have the responsibility to be choosing best on ground today.
It's going to be an arduous task, and I don't envy the person who has to pick that. And, I mean, the game is far from over, but University of New South Wales definitely have the upper hand here, and it'll be a very, very difficult job picking the girl who's been the standout, because it's been a very even contribution from the 22 players who've listed out today.
You can almost just give it to the 3 talls. Kokono, Nelson and Jasmine.
You could.
Just get them all up there and see if you can cut.
You might have to ask the midfielders about that.
So, what a good tackle there from Gemma Still. Umpire thinks it was a little high, so 25 minutes gone. It's been long quarters. And at the moment, it's the Stingrays. Oh, good tackle. Nadia Moore, gone. She's going to earn herself a shot on goal. There wouldn't be long left, so either she goes back and has a ping, or that'll be 50. Oh, that is unlucky.
It's very unlucky.
To be fair, she did look around a couple of times for a hand pass, and on some days that can be called play on, and on days like today, it's not. Nadia Moore, after rupturing her ACL, is going to go back and get herself a goal on grand final day.
She definitely wasn't confident from 48 metres out, but she'd be a lot more confident from kicking directly in front 10 metres out. So credit to her, she stayed composed, and she's got a score on the board.
So Tracy King and Ben Porter doing the coaching for the Stingrays. Going to have a smile a mile wide at the moment when you can go into the huddle at 3/4 time and just say, just go out and enjoy your next 25 minutes. You've worked so hard all year. You've executed on the big stage. Just get out there and have a great 25 minutes of football to finish the year.
I don't think there's anything better than that as a player, knowing that you've pretty much got the game in the bag with 1 quarter to play. But no doubt the competitive nature of Sydney University and their hatred for their opposition would probably mean that they're still going to be putting in 100% effort in this last quarter.
Ready to go for the final 25 minutes in the X-Blades AFL Sydney Women's Premier Division Grand Final. And it would seem the Stingrays have it all but sewn up. But with class at the Sydney Uni Bombers side, with plenty of class, what sort of comeback can they mount? Ellie Brush takes a mark on the edge of 50. Rachel Stack got 2 hands to it, couldn't bring it to ground. She's under immense pressure. Certainly have come out all guns blazing in this first 35 seconds, the Bombers. Woodchip kick out of pressure. Relieves things for the Stingrays. To centre wing they go. That was a lovely kick, and they got a good bounce too, gaining plenty of meterage. Right in the bump. As she got out of bounds, she has, Roxy McGee. That was some footy smarts there, just letting the ball run alongside her and pick it up, knowing that you got the boundary line of support.
I think the message from the coach at three-quarter time there from Sydney University would have just been throw caution to the wind here and take a risk. You've got nothing to lose. It's a big deficit that they're under. Take a risk. They've got some skillful players. Dump the ball long. They've put Ellie Brush, who's quite a nippy player, put her down to at the half-forward line. So hopefully she can eject a little bit of spice down there and hopefully score a couple of goals to bridge this gap.
Nelson and Andrea Smith doing the rucking once again. They've probably done 75% of that during the day. With the ball at the coalface, Jennifer Liu with a kick into the centre corridor through that centre cricket pitch. And we go down and pick it up as Alice Wood. The bounce didn't suit her. There's another dry tackle. Once again, we see Nick Frackness just wearing Nicola Barr like a glove at every stoppage, every centre bounce. She's wrapped around her, not letting her go anywhere. It's a free kick to Monaghan, who drives the ball long, good 40, 50 metre kick down and falls in the hands of Beeson. She goes long into the forward pocket of the Stingrays. Back there, Nicola Wiggins comes up with an uncharacteristic mistake. She's been very, very good this afternoon. There's Jasmine Smith. That's her second goal, and I reckon that sews up best on ground. That was lovely work. Gemma Steele couldn't take the mark. Jasmine Smith, she rode the crumbs nicely. And that was a beautiful goal from close range.
Yeah, it was. I think the Sydney University defenders needed to get around and help Nicola Wiggins there. She was sort of isolated and left on her own. And when you've only got one defender down there and it's a 1-on-2 situation, then you can't not score. So it's unfortunate that Sydney University let that one in.
Amazing. And this game was tied up at 2 goals straight, 12 apiece at quarter time for the defensive dominance of the Stingrays. In the previous 2 quarters have only let in the one behind since quarter time. And that probably would have also been the message. Don't let up. Let's finish with a really lopsided scoreboard, really assert our dominance. Don't let them have 3 or 4 soft goals just because the umpire's going to say, I'll have it, thanks, approaching the 4-minute mark of the final term.
Yeah, definitely. I think the message from Tracy Kick, the UNSW coach, would have been enjoy your final quarter. It's an insurmountable lead, but also play quite competitively. And I don't think UNSW is going to be giving Sydney University any free ball. And you can see here the way they've come out in this first couple of minutes that they're serious about making that score line even bigger.
Long kick between centre square and the arc of 50. Attacking opportunity for the Bombers. For how many days do you think some of these players are going to wear that little Stingray outfit we saw? I feel we're going to wake up tomorrow morning with a slight headache and wondering what the hell is this grey piece of fabric over my head.
Well, I don't think they took too long to make based on the look of some of those costumes, so I don't think they're going to be too concerned about maybe losing that at some point tonight, because the celebrations will probably go well into the night.
So outer wing at Blacktown International Sports Park, bathed in the sunshine, perfect conditions for footy. Little chip kick over the top, taken, so good to see the Bombers still going hard at it from minute 1, and there's the big fend, but rode the tackle nicely. That was a really good tackle. Carla Spirillowicz, she'll be definitely listed in the best ons for the Stingrays. Nicola Barr, she tried the Dusty Martin fend, but Spirillowicz got under the armpits and wouldn't let her go. Ball back into play in the back. No, play on the ball. You feel the players looked around at each other and just was waiting on the whistle there, because ridden into the turf was Ellie Brush, but the umpire's decision is finally going to play the whistle, so play on they did. Head over it was Barr. Hand pass to the outer wing. That's great work right there from Jennifer Liu. She'll be listed in the best for Sydney Uni as well. She's been giving her all all afternoon. A one-on-one break, and they just go forward once again. Will the boundary line win out? It does. Just in front of Roxy McGee.
There's a bit of a mismatch down here in the UNSW forward 50. Olivia Warren from Sydney University has been matched up on Jasmine Smith. Jasmine Smith is a tall, mobile, very athletic player, and I'm not sure if Olivia Warren has the pace to keep up with her. So should the ball come in over here, I think it might be goal time once again for Jasmine Smith.
Yeah, you'd almost want them to change the matchups there. Wiggins has gone to Still.
Yeah, Wiggins is that lean athletic build who could probably go with Jasmine Smith just that little better. She's just rolling back now.
Nearly need it. Not seeing the game's done and dusted, there's probably no need to roll a spare in behind. And
A little push, how far she run, wheels back, and
round the corner goes Beeson.
it's rushed through from behind. So an injured player coming off here for Sydney Uni. Coming on the field is Chiara Benezi.
And it's Danny Boyle who's off, and Benezi gets the ball straight away. Looks inside, good long kick forward, foot race time, and winning it was the Stingrays. Did well to work a free kick. And man, when it's not your day, it's not your day.
Yeah, that was really undisciplined, and I sort of saw that coming before it even happened. Girls sometimes forget that that's a very well umpired rule in Sydney AFL, the in the back, so unfortunate there that Sydney University couldn't make best use of a 450 entry.
Love to see a long kick competition. I reckon Nadia Moore would be right up there with long kick. That was a fantastic 40-metre kick from the arc of defensive 50 to the centre square. It's that long extension on the ball. Here's Sienna Goulden, the 16-year-old. She didn't shirk a task when a player came at her, and here's Barr just showing off the quality, or unfortunately that kick was cut off, so 8.5 minutes gone. And there it is again. It's a raking left boot. Good mark taken as well by Phoebe Moynihan.
Kick turned over, and as you said before, caution will mean stuff for Sydney Uni. Ellie Brush, long, gets a bounce.
It's across the face of goal, and boundary line will win out.
Nine minutes done and dusted. It's the Stingrays 98-62, comprehensively defeating Sydney Uni 2-1-13. The most disappointing thing for Uni, man, would be the fact that they have only scored the 1 point since quarter time.
It is disappointing, and I mean, by no means does their effort indicate they shouldn't have scored points. They definitely should have, based on the effort, but I just think University of New South Wales have really battened down the hatches and been very, very stingy in giving them anything. The ball has stayed in their forward 50 for the majority of the game after quarter time, so it's been extremely hard for Sydney University to get any points on the board because the ball's just not going down their end.
So Royston Medal will be given away Monday?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Who's your top three in the betting?
It's always a tough one because it's decided on by the umpires, and it's usually the winning team who is fortunate enough to get the 3 votes. So I think there's a few girls in the league who are definitely standouts.
That's a nice goal from the stoppage.
It's Christy Sutcliffe, I believe.
Yeah. Well worked move, rucked down, and she just got booped the ball straight away. And when you do look at 16-1, the win-loss total for the Bombers, you probably do see the majority of the 3-pointers coming. But then again, Stingrays only lost 1 extra game, so although on this performance you see the Stingrays, and you do think they've probably shared a fair few of the points, those 3-pointers around.
Definitely. The Stingrays girls have depth all across the field, so there'll be girls pinching each other's votes on a weekly basis. So it's harder actually for the more successful teams to win those individual awards. And I think my top 3 tips as a player right now who's just
managed to get possession for University of New South Wales. That's Phoebe Monahan, she'd be up there in the votes, as well as Nicola Barr for Sydney University, and someone like Jasmine Smith as well, who's had an outstanding season.
That is a beautiful goal. Belinda Clyde. No wonder she's the first woman to kick 100 goals in the community football season. She knows where the big sticks are. Beautiful pick up at her shoelaces, and then the left foot snap. She's deadly from close up.
She is, and she's got a really long raking left boot, and she really backs herself. And the good thing about her is she's getting wonderful support from her teammates. And I think, unfortunately, for girls who play in University of New South Wales, there's a range of players who might not get the credit they deserve. And there's one player I'd like to highlight in particular, Nicola Ruckness, who's number 1. She takes on the captaincy role from time to time for that team. And at the moment, she's playing a very, very strong negating role on some of the midfielders from Sydney University. And it's a thankless job, and you don't get as many possessions as some of the other girls in your team, but the impact that she's having in trying to nullify some of the run coming out of stoppages has been outstanding today.
Well, internally, they'll know that, right, we're going to go, Nick's going to go to whoever we feel the most dangerous midfielder is, and for a lot of the time it's been Nicola Barr. And when you take away one and the best player in Sydney AFL last year, and potentially a chance to go back-to-back, I reckon when they go in the rooms and the coach has that one last talk to them about the year, she's really going to point out, Tracy Kick, that is the coach of the Stingrays, the job. And as you said, that tagging role is a thankless task, but I'm sure she was told during the week that was going to be the game plan, and she certainly executed that to a flaw. That is beautiful. What a pick up, Roxy McGee, the hand pass off to Pride, looking for Jasmine Smith. There's a lot of girls we've just had in those last possessions that are all opportunities to be best on ground, and Nicola Wiggins has been one of the better players for the Bombers. She comes out of her defensive 50. Turn defence into attack. It's nice work from Senna Goulden, just keeping the ball in. No, she didn't. Just out. 13 and a quarter minutes gone in this fourth quarter. The Stingrays going to take out this Premier Division AFL Sydney Women's Comp. 10-8-68 to 3-1-19. Just 7 points from quarter time onward for the Stingrays. Inside 50 they go. This one held up in stoppage. Ball back down. The service the Rucks have given the mids for the Stingrays today. That's where it's all been set up, but then the midfield as well to be able to pick up targets. Left, right and centre. There's Wiggins again for Sydney Uni. Who's going to be able to get on the end of this? Jasmine Smith, hard at it. Nice little short hand pass, and have numbers at the ball again. Just failing to meet its mark, and Uni just have to use that corridor now, Amanda. It's past the now or never stage, but you may as well try and score some points.
Yeah, I think from now, every mark that's taken, Sydney University has to get a quick play on, dump the ball into the forward 50 as quickly as possible, and try and get the forwards to kick it through the big sticks.
Ball back into play after the ball up. There's my new favourite player, Ingrid Nelson, with another hit out. Another hand pass. Ball to ground. Wiggins there for Sydney Uni.
Rebecca Beeson. Beeson's had plenty of ball this last quarter, so she's really starting to show her fitness.
There's the shot on goal, just a little wide, looking for Gemma Still. So what sort of celebrations? You know a few of these girls. Is it going to be a few bottles of champagne that'll get sprayed around? Oh, beautiful work. Rode the tap down. Classy. Gemma Still.
And that's good reward for effort for Gemma Still once again. She's a player who is in and under every single week. She puts her body on the line for her side. She's got great sportswomanship in every game that she plays, and she's been an outstanding contributor to the entire AFL Sydney community, and games that are played on a week-to-week basis. So it's great for her personally to get a goal in the grand final.
The goals from stoppages are through the roof today. That's 2 in this final quarter. It's amazing. Sarah Kukano, 36 goals this season, hasn't hit the scoreboard, yet the Stingrays have kicked 11 goals. So amazing. You mentioned their depth a few times now, and that really shines today, where Kukano's had a good game, but playing different roles. It does seem like Tracy Kick has really outlined different jobs for different players out there for the Stingrays.
And I think that's the difference between the top 2 sides in the AFL City competition and all the other teams. University of New South Wales and Sydney University both have really, really good depth across the park, and that both of them have sides in the Division 1 competition as well. So should a player come out of due to injury or illness or travel, they've got a whole bank of players to be able to pick from in the Division 1 league, and by all accounts they have some excellent players down playing in Division 1 as well. So that's the luxury of having big universities to be able to pick players from, and I guess that's one of the keys to their success this season.
That's probably the beauty of the AFL Sydney competition as a whole, having Macquarie Uni, Sydney Uni and Uni New South Wales, is getting sportsmen coming through from high school universities who can play all different sports. And at those gala days you have a look up and there's the AFL women's stand and you think, well, you know what, everyone's playing footy these days. Oh, Gemma still tried to get a fly on Nicola Wiggins. She'll win the foot race. She gets a clean pick up. Steps inside. Lovely work. Kick a goal. Yes! Class with a capital C. That's goal of the afternoon. The crowd, they really like that one from Gemma Still.
Sold a bit of candy, Gemma Still, and very, very nice finish. So credit to her again, the hard work's paying off and really, really making herself a valuable contributor to the scoreboard this afternoon.
It's such a tough one given the best of, because all of a sudden she rockets up the standings, but then you think to yourself, well, Ruck's about to win the ball, the Mid's about to get it down there, and she's been on the end of some beautiful service, but hasn't missed basically when she's had an opportunity. So it'll be a really intriguing announcement in 15 minutes or so. We've got a little centre square infringement. That's a bit rough for 50.
Yeah, that was really undisciplined from the Sydney University Bombers. I think it's an inexperienced player who's thrown that ball away. And in that situation, no matter how frustrating it is, you need to make sure that you're doing the small things right. And if it's as little as handing the ball over and you're 60 points down, then that's what you've got to do. And see here, the ball's just been hit lace out to Rebecca Beeson, and she does not miss.
That was the best field kicks we've seen all afternoon there from Vance Collier. That was express post delivery. Can she go back and make it 13 goals? They can't miss at the moment, the Stingrays. 13-8, 86. And they are now giving an absolute whooping to Sydney Uni. 3-1 at 19. Look at it. They were kicked 5 goals in consecutive quarters, so it's been, at the moment, a 10-goal half. This will be a tough one for the Sydney Uni Bombers to take. This is their 6th grand final in a row for only 2 premierships. So when you get to that last game, you wonder how much a couple of little demons have crept in, maybe in the week leading up. They've known the feeling of making grand finals, but they also know the pain of losing. So
Well, they've got a whole year to think about it, which is the hard part.
for some of the, we're going to see Nicola Bart put on the orange of GWS. She's got an opportunity to just hopefully have the taste not as filthy in the. Once again, they just back at it. Nadia, oh, how strong is she? driven headfirst into the turf.
I think that's one thing the umpires have been a little bit tougher on this season. It's definitely those dangerous tackles. So those tackles that have that slinging element to them. Umpires really do pull those up quite quickly. So the girls need to be careful in making sure that player safety is paramount and making sure that the tackles stay legal.
It's probably the problem because you're only getting sort of in trouble, just gets the quick kick away. You're only getting at a guess 4 hours of training sessions a week, maybe your 2 hours. I don't know if you could sneak a third in, but not only are you trying to learn the skill of the handball, the kick and the mark, but then you've also got to go right now you're tackling the rules as well, because there's so many girls coming from different backgrounds where you've got to start teaching protected zones and the rules. It's a matter of how quickly the girls can learn. At the moment, we're just seeing the quality. It's a markedly different game for the one. I think they did a women's grand final maybe 3 or 4 years ago. The skill level put on today is 3 times the quality. They've been really well played. Oh, straight through the legs. Gemma Still. She's up on the half forward. She wants it again. Linda Pride, she just gets pushed off the ball. That'll be a free kick. Olivia Warren just says, what for? Come on. Fair strength difference there. She just pushed her over with ease. Pretty easy for the ump to say, you know what, we're done and dusted. Running hard at it. Pretty sure any ball was off injured before. And gives a bit of run and carry. It's Jennifer Liu, sorry. That is it. The siren goes. A 10-goal drubbing to the Stingrays. And they win the X-Blades AFL Sydney Women's Premier Division title for 2017. 13-8-86 defeats Sydney Uni. 3 goals, 1-19. Amanda Ferrugia, that was a treat. A really classy game, and they were just too many. Stingrays were too good on the day.
Stingrays were outstanding today. They played wonderful team football, excellent individual contributions from a range of different players.
get over the line with the wrist and keeps us going for us. So thanks for coming out, guys. I'm sorry. Second of all, thanks to East Lane. You're such a phenomenal team. You guys have been doing it for years. When we play, it always feels like there's an extra 3 people on the field. You've got your setup, your structure, just sort it out down pat. You work so hard for each other and for the ball, and it's the reason why you guys are being on top of the ladder and taking home the trophies. So well done, East. And to our girls, we went out there, we knew it was going to be a hard fight. We've had a bit of an up and down season, we've been working hard, we've been pushing hard, and I think we can hold our heads high knowing that we kept pushing until that final side. And a phenomenal season, we're just going to keep pushing for years and years to come, so well done, Bombers. I'm now like to invite the captain of UNSW Eastern Suburbs, Jenna Still, to the stage to say a few words. And Sandy, I did it. Jen's been bringing back up all day, so I thought I'd bring Jen up here with me. First of all, I'd like to thank the umpires for a great game we've done out there today, guys. I'd also like to say to myself, congratulations to Senior Uni. For those watching, you probably don't realise that they've played, this is their 6th grand final in a row, which is a massive achievement. Sorry, Jen. And I know it would have been massive for you to have Aaron out there today, and also to lose Steph in the first quarter was a big loss, but you guys kept fighting, so well done, and hopefully we'll see you out here again next year. To the supporters, massive thanks for coming out today. As a club, we're very proud to have a Division 1 team as well as becoming a Division team. So it's massive thanks to people like Pete and Sandy who coach those girls, and also to all of those girls that play up. I think about 54 girls play through the Premier Division team this year, so massive achievement as a complete club. To the girls that were out there on the ground today, absolutely incredible effort. We talked about it during the week about how we were going to just absolutely have each other's backs, and that was so evident out there today. There's not much more I want to say, so that I'm so proud to wear this jersey. It's a privilege to be your captain, but it's an honor to be your teammate, so well done, guys. To Trace and Benny and Phoebe as our coaches, massive thanks for all the effort that you put in. To Dunks as the president of the club, massive effort, first case is on you tonight. And to Sydney AFL for running this phenomenal competition, Wills and Bunce and the rest of the team, massive thanks on behalf of us all for all you're doing for me. Thanks, guys. Bring on one direction and I'll walk downstairs. I'd now like to invite to the stage the president of UNSW Eastern Suburbs, Stephen Dunkley, to present the premiership medallions. Number 1, Nicola Rockness. Number 2, Phoebe Monahan. Number 3, Belinda Pride. Number 4, Nadia Moore. Number 6, Rebecca Beeson. Number 9, Roxy Lee. Number 10, Annalise Liu. Number 13, Shelby Crow. Number